Hi, welcome to Branches. This is our online gathering for the Rock of Central Florida. As you may have noticed, I'm not Steve Parker, but I am a daughter who holds in her heart the same vision and heart and mission of this house. I'm Liz Darnell, and I've been here with my family for 25 years, and this is a place where we have grown and walked together with the leadership here and the vision and the mission. I'm just so glad that you're here and that you've joined us. We are a little nervous. Those are big shoes to fill when you're sitting in for Steve. But please share, like, and subscribe. I probably said that in a wrong order. However, send up all your little hearts, make chats, enjoy one another's company while we discuss tonight something that we're very passionate about. And as you'll see, I have some guests with me tonight. And they are the very definition of a dream team. This is the Rock Academy administrative team with Heather Coday and Kaley Hoffman. Kaley is our principal, and Heather is our elementary director, and I'm the guidance counselor for the Rock Academy. So we're going to discuss everything about education. We can sit and talk about for hours, but we only have 30 minutes, so we've got some things we really want to get to. The Rock Academy, for those of you who are new, the school was founded in 2009, and it was by the vision and heart and work of Steve and Kim Parker. And then we came to the church, and my vision was for a school, and my vision was joined with their vision. And what we have now, all these years later, going into our 17th year of school, is the Rock Academy, a K through 12 school. And now we have preschool under the Rock Academy as well. So I can say preschool all the way through 12th grade. I've got a few questions I'm going to ask the ladies, and I'm going to let them just answer from their hearts. One of the things you should know is the branches are not scripted. It is literally a free flow from the heart, so we're just going to sit and talk about the things that we love, and we invite you to join in with us in the conversation. All right. I don't care who goes first, but I'll start with Heather. First, I did have a note here. I do want to thank, these women are pioneers. We've worked long, long hours and done years and years worth of work of things that we love to bring children and families into this place, but none of it would have been possible without the work of our husbands. And I just wanted to give a shout out to our husbands, because you don't get to see the hours of work that they put in behind the scenes so that we can do what we love to do. So, love you, Tim. I know he's watching tonight. I appreciate you. All right, Miss Heather. I'm going to start with my first question. I've just asked the ladies to give us an overview in their own words to let you know about the Rock Academy. Some of you that are new may not even really know what it is that we do here, since when you're here in church, the walls aren't set up and the school isn't set up, so you may not even have had an opportunity to see much of our school. And I'd like for them to just give you an overview from their hearts of the Rock Academy. Miss Heather.
Well, thank you. I love the Rock Academy. It is my home away from home. One thing that I really value about the Rock Academy is it partners parents, relationship, and kingdom all together to make it successful for the children.
Yeah.
One of the things I love is that for a child to truly learn, they have to feel loved, they have to feel safe, and they have to be able to trust you. And this creates that environment for them.
Mm-hmm. Kaley?
This is also my home. I live here, and I love it. It is my happy place. It is the place of my heart. I'll get to crying if you guys let me. Okay. It is truly what I'm called to do, yes, and who I am. And the incredible thing about this school, first of all, is we are one with our leadership here, yes, with Steve and Kim. Kim runs the ELC portion. She's here a lot, and she's taught me so much and been such an incredible, yes, mother figure and mentor to me in this portion of the school. But we are so one in our mission and vision. And the awesome thing about that is that we are protected in that. There is a covering, there is an authority that governs us in such a beautiful way, not in a bad way, not in a way that makes me run, but in a way that is like the shadow of his wing. There's safety under the voice and direction of Steve and Kim Parker. There's such safety there. And from that head, the oil flows down. And I believe that is why you have been successful, and I have been successful, and you have been successful, is because we've aligned ourselves with Yahweh's will. And in aligning with his will and his purpose, he aligned us with Stephen and Parker, with the vision and mission of this house. And the Rock Academy is unique. We're unique. We're out-of-the-box thinkers. We are concerned with a student, who they are. Not just academically, but spiritually, who Yahweh calls them to be. And I'm telling you, we don't have all kids that go to our church here.
That's right.
We have a lot of kids who do not. Most of our students do not attend church here on Sunday. And so it's a unique opportunity to be able to, not just academically, we're academically strong, very strong, as we have seen this year. It's really incredible.
Yes.
But we are able to speak to a student's purpose, to who they are, to who Yahweh calls them to be. And oftentimes we get such incredible opportunity to speak to their spirit man. And I don't know if that happens anywhere. I mean, I hope it does. I really hope that it does.
Me too.
But here, Steve gives us he doesn't micromanage, and we don't hit kids over the head with a Bible, and we do not force Christ down their throat. What we do, and my faculty all do it so beautifully, is we have deep relationship with Yahweh. And we have relationship with Christ, and we cultivate that in our own time. And from that place in our classrooms, it flows freely. And so it's such an extension of what is already happening on Sunday and all throughout the week with the church. It really is just a beautiful extension. But we see the student as an individual, as a unique with purpose. And this year we're talking about purpose. You know, like Steve said, is the greater calling is to love Yahweh, to spend time with him, to be intimate with him. And we're really teaching our kids that. And so we can see a student as one and not put him in a box. Not say, hey, sorry, you can't fit here, so see you later. We're really able to see them as unique individuals on a unique path to fulfilling purpose every day. And that looks, as we've seen, vastly different in those that graduate from our program as they go into the world. But we're teaching them life
Yes,
skills, academic, and spiritual. And so I think it's such an incredible work we get to do.
It is, and I love the partnership aspect that both of you have alluded to. Steve and Kim didn't get up one day and said, hey, I think we want a school. And I didn't wake up one day and say, hey, we wanted a school. God joined the word to Steve Parker and Kim Parker and joined this word to this land. And then he joined the Darnell family to this land and to this word and this vision. It's literally in the foundational core of who we are as a school, or who we are as a ministry. The school was never an add-on. Hey, it'd be a nice thing to do to have a school. It was always part of the original that breath, that word of God that was planted here. And so we first partnered, like you said, with Steve and Kim in strong leadership, and then we partnered with great teachers, and now we partner with parents and students, and we walk this walk out together. And I think, to me, that's what makes it so unique and so wonderful for us to have. You may have touched on all of my questions, but that's okay. Hey, it's okay. It's all right. All right. My next question is, how is the Rock Academy an extension of the Rock of Central Florida, and why is this important? Again, I'll just preface that with saying, this isn't an add-on. This wasn't an idea that we came up with. It is literally part of the root and the core and the fabric of who we are as a people, that education is important. But I would like to hear from you how the school is an extension of the Rock of Central Florida.
I believe it brings, the partnership back into the classroom, but kingdom and relationship, you have to have those. You have to have the relationship with your students in order to trust them. Kingdom, I always go back to the question, how will they know? How will they know? Because sometimes they're not getting kingdom at their home, especially if you think about our classrooms, a small percentage of them are from the Rock, very small, like less than, what did we say, 10%? So how will they know what kingdom truly looks like?
Right.
if we're not being an example in our classrooms ourselves.
Right.
So
That's great. Kaley?
Yeah, just to piggyback off of that, I know, though we have a small percentage of in-house, just by the nature, I mean, our house isn't huge, but a lot of times, we get the opportunity to be his hands and feet every single day. To kiddos who, like Heather said, they don't always know his kingdom. They may know God or of God. They may know the Bible stories. This happens all the time. They may not know the Bible stories. That's happened to me too. But when we get into the depth of it, it is a ministry. And we get to see these students a lot throughout the week. And we get this incredible opportunity to speak truth, and it always lines up with what Steve's preaching from the pulpit.
Always.
And not on purpose. We don't come and be like, guys, guess what? Steve's preaching this. Let's get together and let's make sure that we say this in our classrooms. It is not like that. It is such a flow by the Spirit. And I am so thankful for my faculty that do go here to the Rock, because they're just so I'm thankful for all my faculty, but those ones who go here, they're so in the vein that our house is not a house to just be kept to ourselves.
Right.
We are a house of outreach. And I know that it seems like, oh, it's a bunch of Christian kids going to a Christian school. But on the day-to-day, it really is an extension of the ministry of this house. We have kiddos who come from split parents. We have kiddos who come from trauma. We have a lot of students who come from horrible backgrounds. And they're coming here, and like Heather said, looking for safety and love and trust. And we get to give that to them from a free flow from who we are, straight from being in Christ. And that's where miracles happen. And miracles happen in our classroom all the time. And it allows us to really be the voice within the voice in our classrooms with these students every day. And there's something about when this is what I was thinking about when you were asking this question, something about the unity, not just of us, but of us with the ELC and of us with the church. There is this call, I feel it so strongly this year, of a greater unified force, because we are one. At the end of the day, we aren't just here's the Rock and here's the Rock Academy and here's the ELC portion. We are one. We are one. When you see me, you see her. And when you see Steve, I hope you see me. And I hope that we all see Yahweh in that. And it is an incredible thing to work in a place where we are unified. We're not against each other.
Right.
We are truly unified. And in that, I believe we become a sign and a wonder to anyone who will come and see and hear. We become that sign and that wonder.
I agree. I love the partnering that we get to do with students is obviously incredible. But the partnering we get to do with parents, being able to look at a student and tell them how much we honor their parents, how much we're grateful for their parents. This may come as a shock, but teenagers aren't always grateful for their parents. But when we're able to share how wonderful, how much their parents love them and are caring for their education, overseeing that. And I think of us as an extended reach of the Rock Church, in that we bring families in and we minister to them on Sundays and with all the events that go on and things, and lives are changed here. I'm telling you, at the Rock of Central Florida, lives are changed here I mean, literally daily. But when you can take that relationship and now move it to the school, where we are now ministering to many of these families every single day, beyond our walls, because like they were saying, only about 10% of our students go to the Rock Church. So we are now taking that same heart and mission and vision, and we are able to extend that out to these families all over. At one time, we were serving 5 counties with families. I think right now we're at 4 different counties that actually come to the Rock Academy. So I love the fact that it extends our reach and allows us to change lives in a very real and tangible way. And it's extremely difficult work, but it is extremely rewarding. Usually, many of the miracles we see, we're not at liberty to share because it's personal, it's people's personal things. But in our hearts, we know what we've seen. And it's incredible, and of the lives that have been changed.
Can I add on to that?
Yes, please.
I was just thinking about kingdom perspective in the classroom. When we bring that to the classroom, it allows the children, they come in not believing in themselves, or they think they're a bad kid, but that's not kingdom.
Right.
And when we get to speak truth to these children, they get to see how Yahweh sees them in the classroom, and then that changes their perspective, and it makes a difference in everything.
It does. That changes everything when someone can see the truth. And I've heard Miss Kaley say many times to a student who said something, she'll say, "That's not the truth. This is the truth. This is who you are." And just the transformation of hearing the truth of who you are, not what the world has said, not what your social media has said, not even what well-meaning people may have said in the past, but when she begins to speak the truth to them, it is transformative, and it really does, it changes lives.
Something that's really cool is when John Mark was on Branches with Steve, he spoke about his son being the catalyst for the change in their life, to join here and to really choose Yahweh and live this life. And we are seeing that all the time.
Yes, we do.
These students who sit in our classrooms, they become hungry. They are hungry for the things that Yahweh is after. And I believe, especially in our elementary, those students get to feel and see what it is to be a kingdom woman. Our teachers in elementary are all women. I have some men in the upper, but they come under this place of women who love Yahweh. It's not chaotic. It's not weird. It's not, it's safe, and there's peace and there's joy. And then they go home and they begin to tell their parents. And this happens so many times, just recently. "Hey, I really want to go to church on Sunday." How many did we have? Just last week, 2 or 3 moms say, "What time does service start? When can we come?" And not because even the parent knows anything about it. It's because these kids are sitting in our classrooms and they're tangibly seeing Yeshua. They're seeing Christ in my faculty and in other students who go here. I don't want to discount them. They're an important part. And they're saying, "We want to come and see." And just like John Mark's son, he was like, "Dad, when are we going to go to church?" Right? It's such an incredible thing to be around students who are hungry for the truth. They're hungry for the things that Yahweh has. And then they begin to spark that in their parents. And it's such an incredible thing.
It is. It's a wonderful thing. My last question, well, it's not even really a question, but every year the Father is so faithful to give, when I was principal, he gave me a theme. Kaley's been principal. This is her 5th year now, to give her a theme for the year. And this one has been life-changing already. We're only in week 4 of the school year. But over the summer, when Kaley was sharing it with us and the administrative staff of what she really felt in her spirit, the theme is choose him. It's simple, it's short, but if we will choose him first in everything that we do, and this is what we're representing and demonstrating to the students this year, to choose him. That's the theme, choose him. We have seen things, already miraculous things, but I'd like you all to touch on the theme of choose him. What does that look like in the classroom? What does that look like on campus? What does that look like in our lives? Heather?
I love this theme. It's definitely impacted.
Yes,
it's on my whiteboard. It says, there's the song 100% He has for you, choose him, is on my whiteboard. And it stays there every day, and we will talk about it. But as a teacher, choosing him is like taking those moments. Like, it's about the curriculum, and yes, it's about the education. But there's moments where maybe we need to take a moment and stop and pray as a class. We're going to choose him. Maybe a classroom reset. Like, oh, we're not choosing him maybe with our behavior. So let's just take a moment. Let's breathe. Let's pray. And we can move on. We're going to choose him. How we do our lesson plans. Like, in everything that we do, we're going to choose him. Are you doing your best? Doing your best is, choose him because he wants you to do your best.
That's right.
With our behavior. How we treat our friends, in every aspect. I mean, we do the virtues, so we take it down to how do we choose him with using self-control? How do we choose him with using obedience, being attentive? Even as a teacher, how am I going to choose him with correcting a child?
Yes.
Because I got to take my emotions out of it and choose him. How am I going to speak to this child and choose him in that moment. And sometimes it does take, a moment to take a deep breath, but we're going to have a conversation, and it's going to be about choosing him within the behavior.
It's so good.
In the upper school, it's a little different. I'm not always in elementary, so I'm with 5th through 12th graders every day, and they're wonderful. And I love that age group. I love my elementary kiddos too, but I don't get to be over there as much. So for us, for me, when Yahweh gave me this theme, he gave me the scripture to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, with all your strength. And so he reminded me of when I was 16, maybe younger than that, maybe a little younger than that. And I was in youth and in school, and how I always felt like my purpose was this thing that I had to do, like my job. I was going to be married one day. I wanted to have kids. That was my purpose. I wanted to have this thing and this thing. And then when those specific things didn't happen in the way that I thought, I felt like I disappointed Yahweh. And it wasn't really until we came to the Rock, and my parents have been incredible leaders of faith for so long to me, that I realized, like, oh, my purpose isn't the things that I do. Those are important, and it's awesome, and you get to do a lot of cool things. But my purpose, it's what Steve called the greater calling. It's to spend time with Yahweh. It's to cultivate a relationship with him. It is to love him with all that I am. If I can wake up in the morning and my manna for the day is, Yahweh, I love you enough to choose you over drama, to choose you over emotion, to choose you over chaos, to choose you over social media and all the junk going out in the world. If I can align myself with you and choose you, what can I not accomplish? Because now I've aligned myself with all of heaven. And when he gave that to me, I was like, oh, it's such a key for these older ones getting ready to go out. It's key for everybody, but these older ones getting ready to launch out into the world, it is a key for them because they don't have to hit all A, B, C, D to feel like they've fulfilled some purpose that Yahweh had out there for them. And then if they don't do it, then they're disillusioned with God. I had so many friends who were disillusioned with God. They felt like, who is he? I'm confused because he told me this and I did this and then it didn't lead to what I thought. And so it just to shift these kiddos' mindsets back to put all that stuff aside. You're going to do awesome things. Yahweh will lead you. He's such a great, incredible, faithful God. He never fails.
Right.
So how do I never fail? I just align myself with him. I just love him. I choose him over the girlfriend or the boyfriend. I choose him over wanting to be disobedient to my parent or dishonor or not do the homework excellently or not spend time doing what I'm supposed to be doing or that chore. And that is something I know that's, like she said, sounds simple. But what we found is because we've set our face there, and I've heard Steve, and then AJ came with extra something that added to it, and it's so good. And because we've set our face there, what has happened is all hell has come against that because there's such power in just alignment with him.
Ooh,
There's such power in just saying, Yahweh, I don't care about the stuff. I want you. And what does that look like? And how can I cultivate a relationship that honors you and that comes into alignment even when I don't understand, especially when I don't understand? Anyway, it has revolutionized me and my walk and what I do, even in the mornings, like what I do, because he's the most important thing. He's the better part. Instead of washing the dishes like Mary and Martha, washing his feet, that was the better part. She was choosing a relation. She was choosing to honor over just doing the stuff. Yeah. And it is such a key to grab hold of.
It is. And not just for the students, although you can see the lines that it draws. When we all set our faces together, the entire faculty, when she talks about us being together, like moving forward with the vision and mission of the leadership of the church, and we are, but once we started this path of choose him, it really did start to draw some lines, and we had some opposition, and there were times when we just had to, we didn't understand. Father, we just choose you, and to watch him in an instant, work out something that no amount of meetings can work out or arguments or anything else. It has been absolutely amazing. So when you choose something like that. And honestly, our whole house is, because after you chose all the messages from Steve and from Kaley and from the growth tracks, everything has been along this line. And so we're all moving forward together, and it's just been amazing. But there are challenges to it, and there are lines that are being drawn. And if you will just, my favorite line, stay the course. Stay in what you know you have heard, and stand there. You will stand and see the salvation of God. And it's literally amazing. It's not anything that we can do by our own might or by our own hand. It is literally by his Spirit. If anything, for me, this Choose Him theme and what's been coming from the house recently has moved me into a place of faith, of God moving by his Spirit, and me taking my hands off of things and speaking to things, watching him work, and then just being obedient instead of getting, I'm a workhorse, you know, I'm one that gets in, and I'm a doer and I get in. But there are times when that is not the right thing to do. And this season for me, this Choose Him, that can seem not tangible. I know how to do lesson plans and do all this kind of stuff, but to choose him, sometimes I have to stand and wait. But then what I do put my hand to is so effective. The words that come out of my mouth then are all of a sudden so powerful. And I mean, literally, because we have stopped and waited on him, like you were saying, take a breath and wait. And then to be able to see this being reflected back to us, you know, from the students, it's really just been amazing. Well, I hope tonight that you've seen that the Rock of Central Florida is a very multifaceted ministry, but the school here is deep. It is an outstretched hand to a community. It is life to families right now that are whose lives are being changed because of our faculty and our staff and the stand and the word that we have. So whatever you do, whether you cut hair or mow yards or drive a bus or whatever it is that you do in your doing, remember, you are also an extension of what is happening here. And it's important. It's important how you reach out into your community. And I wanted to share a little window with you today of just how the Rock Academy was taking all the wonderful things and imparting them into many families. How many students do we have right now?
We have 135 students.
Okay,
in our student
135
body this year,
students.
just in K through 12. I
Right.
believe they have 119 in the other.
In the early learnings.
Yes.
And so you can see how many families that we are literally impacting. So when you support the ministry, just know that you also have a hand in supporting all of these families, all of this ministry that's going on every single day, and the lives that are being changed. Want to thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next